It could be, it might be, but it isn't Elvis Presley, that is, as the Chicago Cubs lose 6-2 to the Cincinnati Reds on Sunday afternoon. In the top of the first inning, Bill Doran gets an RBI, his first as a member of the Cincinnati Reds, with a double to score Barry Larkin to make it 1-0 Cincinnati. It's Doran's 33rd RBI on the year. In the top of the third inning, the Reds would score twice more to take a 3-0 lead. First, Todd Benzinger hit a line drive back up the middle. It deflected off the arm of Greg Maddux. He made a nice recovery, but threw late to first base. Bill Doran scored on the play, and the Reds led it 2-0. Then Jeff Reed would pick up his 13th RBI in the year as he had a hit-and-run single through the hole into left field. That scored Eric Davis. The Reds led it 3-0 in the top of the third. In the bottom of the third inning, the Cubs would get on the board against Jose Rio. Mark Grace picks up his 63rd RBI in the year with a looping single to short left field. Joe Girardi scored, and the Cubs pulled to within 3-1. Joe West was behind the plate on Sunday afternoon, and in the top of the fourth inning, Eric Davis was hit with a pitch. West was forced to go out and restrain Eric Davis. West is currently involved in a controversy with National League President Bill White over the umpire's duties when a fight breaks out. But things remained in control on Sunday afternoon. Moved to the top of the fifth inning, Jose Rio lays down a nice suicide squeeze bunt that scored Jeff Reed his second RBI in the year to make it 4-1. The Reds would go on to win it by a final of 6-2 as Jose Rio got his fourth complete game of the season. He allowed 2 runs on 9 hits with 2 walks and struck out 3 batters. Here he gets Joe Girardi to fly out to right field, ending the game. He is now 11-6 on the season. Greg Maddux took the loss. He fell to 12-12. The Reds take 3 of 4 from the Chicago Cubs over the weekend and have won.
At the Metrodome, the Minnesota Twins are hosting the Detroit Tigers. The Twins took the early lead here in the bottom of the first inning as Kent Herbeck hit a single to right field that scored Al Newman easily, making it 1-0 Minnesota after 1. Scott Erickson pitched 7 2/3 innings for Minnesota, allowing 2 runs on 5 hits with 5 strikeouts. Here we see him in the top of the third inning striking out Cecil Fielder, one of 3 times that he struck out Fielder in the game. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Minnesota made the score 3-0. Greg Gagne lined a home run to right field. This is his 7th home run of the season. It came with 1 man on base, and so the score was 3-0 Minnesota. Then in the top of the 7th inning, Detroit got 2 of those runs back as Tony Phillips hit his 7th home run of the year, this one also to right field. That made the score 3-2 as Mike Heath comes around to score on the play. In the bottom of the 8th, Minnesota picked up an insurance run. You'll see Shane Mack hitting a single to left field. Nelson Liriano will come around to score here in the bottom of the 8th inning, making the score 4-2 Minnesota. They went on to win by a final score of 4-3. In the top of the 9th inning, you'll see Greg Gagne make a great play on a ball hit by Chet Lemon, and Gagne runs into Dan Gladden, the left fielder. Both were down on the ground for some time, but they remained in the game as Minnesota defeated Detroit by a final of 4-3. The winner Erickson is 4-4, the loser Morris is 11-16, while Aguilera picks up his 27th save of the season.
Ozzie Guillen and the Chicago White Sox in Anaheim Sunday afternoon to take on the California Angels. We pick it up in the top of the 2nd inning. This was a pitcher's duel. Here, Chuck Finley, the starting and winning pitcher, strikes out Carlton Fisk looking. Finley went 7 1/3 innings, allowing only 5 hits, no runs, and striking out 6 batters. Here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, Alex Fernandez, the starting and losing pitcher for the White Sox. He pitched a complete game, allowing only 5 hits and 1 run, but he would be the loser. Moving now to the top of the 5th inning, the best chance for the White Sox to score. Here with men on 1st and 3rd, no outs, Scott Fletcher hits a ball to right field. Dave Winfield makes the catch. Carlton Fisk, another veteran, tries to score, but he's tagged out by Lance Parrish for the double play. Fisk not happy about the call, and the White Sox would fail to score in the top of the 5th inning. Moving now to the bottom of the 5th inning, the only run scored in this game. Jack Howell at the plate facing Alex Fernandez. Howell belt a solo home run to right center field, his 7th home run of the year. RBI number 22 for Howell. This gave California a 1-0 lead. And 1-0 was the score going into the top of the 9th inning. Then with Ozzie Guillen on second base, 2 outs, Dan Pasqua at the plate. Lance Parrish picks off Ozzie Guillen for the final out of the game. California wins 1-0. Chuck Finley's the winner. He's 17-6. Alex Fernandez takes the loss. He's 2-2. The save goes to Brian Harvey, his 20th of the year. The California Angels win 1-0.
Wednesday night, the Texas Rangers traded Harold Baines to the Oakland Athletics, and it didn't take Baines very long to hurt his former team as he came up in the bottom of the second inning Sunday and hit a solo home run off Charlie Huff, his 14th home run of the year, but his first as an Oakland Athletic, and he quickly shows that he can do the arm bash as well. That tied the game at 1 in the bottom of the second inning, a game eventually won by the A's by a final of 4-2. Some great defense in this game here in the bottom of the second inning by Gino Petrelli as he dives to catch the bunt by Terry Steinbeck, then has the presence of mind to throw out Mark McGuire at second base for the double play. But the A's scored 2 more times in the bottom of the second inning, the first run coming home on this triple by Willie Randolph. His 14th RBI on the year drove home Carney Lansford, and the A's led it by a score of 2-1. Then Charlie Huff should have gotten out of the inning, but right fielder Ruben Sierra drops an easy fly ball by Mike Gallego. That allowed Willie Randolph to score. Gallego goes into second safely, and the A's led it 3-1 after 2 innings of play. That was more than enough runs for Mike Moore as he went 6 1/3 innings to even his record at 12-12. He allowed only 4 hits. Here in the top of the third inning, he strikes out Jeff Hewson. Later in the top of the third inning, the Rangers would close out their scoring as Jack Doherty touched up Moore for a solo home run to right field. This one's way back by the foul pole over the 330 sign. That pulled the Rangers to within 3-2, but Jose Canseco would later add an RBI single to make the final 4-2. Moore was forced to leave the game in the top of the 7th inning with 1 out. After fielding this ground ball by Jeff Kunkel, he tagged him out. On the play, Moore bruised his right wrist and was forced to leave the game. Rick Honeycutt pitched some hitless relief, then Dennis Eckersley came in and blew away the Rangers in the 9th inning, striking out Charlie Huff to end it to record his 41st save in 43 opportunities. The A's win it 4-2 and lead the Chicago White Sox by 6.5 in the American League West. Charlie Huff took the loss. He's 10-10.
It's Sunday afternoon in Seattle. Steve Palermo is still recovering from last night as he was hit by 4 batters. Kansas City's in the Dome today. It's Tom Gordon facing Brian Holman. In the top of the first, George Brett comes to bat after Kevin Seitzer had singled to center field. Brett rips a double, it bounces off the center field wall, scoring Seitzer as Griffey's going to barehand it off the wall, make the throw in. Seitzer will score standing up. For Brett, it's RBI number 71 on the season. He went 3 for 4 today with 2 doubles and a single. Danny Tarble had a big day for Kansas City with 5 RBIs. He got his first 2 here in the top of the third, with a double that bounces off the center field wall over Ken Griffey Jr.'s head. It's going to score Brian McRae and George Brett to make the score 4-0 Kansas City in the third. Tarble's not done yet. He adds 3 more RBIs in the top of the 7th with 1 out. Tarble hits the ball a little bit further this time into left center field. Watch the fan in the front row there. He catches the ball. That fan's pretty excited. He runs the ball through the crowd, showing everyone what he got. Danny Tarble with home run number 15 on the season, scoring Brett and McRae, making the score 7-0 Kansas City in the 7th. All pitcher Keith Comstock can do is look on. The Mariners just couldn't get anything going today. Jim Lefevre knows it. But the Griffey family didn't seem to mind, as they seemed pretty happy there in the dugout. The Royals added 1 more run in the top of the 8th as pitcher Brett Knacker's wild pitch goes behind batter Bob Boone, allowing Kurt Stillwell to score. That's 8-0 Kansas City. Tom Gordon allowed just 3 hits in a complete game shutout. He got Alvin Davis to strike out in the 2nd inning. He's now 10-9. That's his 2nd career shutout. The losing pitcher is Brian Holman. He is 11-11.
Sunday afternoon in Philadelphia, the Phillies are hosting the San Diego Padres, and the Padres had a big 2nd inning. Here in the top of the 2nd, Mike Pagliarulo lines a single to left field that scores Jack Clark and gives San Diego a 1-0 lead. Then with Joe Carter on 3rd and Mike Pagliarulo on first base, Sean Abner hits a ground ball down to 3rd. The second baseman, Moradino, drops the throw from Charlie Hayes. Should have been a double play, but it ends up allowing Carter to score, making it 2-0. Still in the top of the 2nd inning, John Crook dives too late to get Bip Roberts at first base on the ground ball, and then throws the ball away into left field, allowing Abner to score, making the score 3-0. That was the 3rd error of the inning for Philadelphia. And then Roberto Alomar hit a ground ball single up the middle that scored Ed Whitson and Bip Roberts and made the score 5-0 San Diego in the second. Ed Whitson pitched 7 innings, allowing 1 run on 6 hits. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, we see him striking out Rod Booker to end the inning. Then in the top of the 5th inning with the score 5-1 San Diego, Sean Abner hits a double into left field. This scores Joe Carter, making it 6-1. And you'll see Abner sliding into second base, stretching what really should have been a single into a double. Then Whitson came to the plate, and he hit a single to center field that scored Abner, making the score 7-1. In the top of the 6th inning, the Padres added more to that lead as Jack Clark hit his 21st home run of the season. This one a 2-run shot with Tony Gwynn on, making it 9-1, and that turned out to be the final. Whitson got the win. He's 12-7. The loser was DeJesus. He's 4-6.